各位记者朋友，大家下午好。
Good afternoon. Welcome to our press conference. First, I have an announcement. An invitation of Premier Li Qiang, Prime Minister of the Independent State of Samoa, Fiame Naomi Matafa, will pay an official visit to China from November 20th to 28th. Now the floor is open to questions.
您进一步的介绍萨摩亚总理此访的安排，还有中方期待，谢谢。
Could you share with us the program and China's expectation for this upcoming visit by Samoa's Prime Minister? Samoa was one of the first Pacific Island countries to establish diplomatic ties with New China. The friendly ties between the two enjoy profound public support and deliver tangibly to the peoples. Over the past half-century of diplomatic relations, China and Samoa have maintained sound and steady growth in bilateral ties despite the changing international landscape, and our two countries have been good friends supporting each other and good partners seeking common development. During this visit, leaders of the two countries will have in-depth exchanges of views on bilateral relations and important issues of mutual interest, and jointly chart the course for the growth of our bilateral ties. Next year will mark the 50th anniversary of China-Samoa diplomatic relations, which face new opportunities for growth. Through this visit, we stand ready to deepen political mutual trust, expand practical cooperation, build closer cultural and people-to-people bond, and enhance mutual learning between civilizations with Samoa to further enrich the comprehensive strategic partnership and build an even closer community with a shared future between China and Pacific Island countries. Next question, please.
谢发言人，总台央视记者提问：习近平主席日前在
CCTV. Days ago, President Xi Jinping attended the 31st APEC Economic Leaders Meeting in Lima, Peru. Could you share more details? What initiatives and propositions did China put forward? On November 16 local time, the 31st APEC Economic Leaders Meeting was held in Lima of Peru. President Xi Jinping attended the meeting and delivered an important speech. He put forward 3 proposals to build an Asia-Pacific community with a shared future and start a new era in Asia-Pacific development. First, we need to build an open and interconnected paradigm for Asia-Pacific cooperation. We should stay committed to multilateralism and open economy, firmly uphold the multilateral trading system with the World Trade Organization at its core, advance regional economic integration and connectivity, and uphold stable and smooth industrial and supply chains. Second, make green innovation a catalyst for the Asia-Pacific. We need to seize the opportunities presented by the new round of sci-tech revolution and industrial transformation, and strengthen exchanges and cooperation in AI, quantum information, life and health, and other frontier areas. We need to foster an open, fair, just, and non-discriminatory ecosystem for innovation and promote a leapfrog development of productive forces across our region. We should prioritize ecological protection, promote resources conservation and their efficient use, as well as green and low-carbon development, and push forward coordinated digital and green transformation and development to create new momentum and drivers for Asia-Pacific development. Third, we need to uphold a universally beneficial and inclusive version for Asia-Pacific development, make good use of the APEC platforms to strengthen economic and technical cooperation, increase support for developing economies and disadvantaged groups, and grow the pie and dispute it equitably to allow more economies and people to benefit from development. President Xi Jinping stressed that reform and opening up is a historic process in which China and the world achieve development and progress together. China's further development will provide new opportunities for the Asia-Pacific region and the world at large. We welcome all parties to continue riding the express train of its development so that we can all contribute to the modernization of all countries featuring fostering peaceful development, mutually beneficial cooperation, and common prosperity. The APEC meeting endorsed China's 2026 APEC presidency, which will be China's third time to host the APEC. China looks forward to implementing the Putrajaya Vision 2040 with other parties and deepening Asia-Pacific cooperation to the benefit of the peoples in the region. Next one, please.
AFP
法新社，今天，菲律宾和美国签署了军事合作协议，两国将会分享情报信息。中方如何看待这一行动？考虑到中国和菲律宾在南海的船只碰撞事件以及海上纠纷事件越来越多。
不论签署何种军事协定，
No matter what defense agreement is signed or cooperation is conducted, they should not be targeted at any third party or harm the interests of the third party. Still less stoke tensions in the region or harm the peace and stability in the region. The only right choice is to pursue win-win friendship and to adhere to strategic independence. Next one, please.
Thus, according to the New York Times and Le Figaro, the US, France, and the UK have authorized the use of long-range weapons to strike deep into Russian territory. What's China's comment on this? In this context, how does China view the future of peace negotiations?
中方在乌克兰问
China's position on the Ukraine issue is consistent and clear. Realizing an early ceasefire and striving for political settlement serves the interests of all sides, and there should be no more delays in promoting de-escalation as soon as possible. We always encourage all efforts conducive to peaceful resolution, and we will work in our way to play a constructive role for the political settlement of the crisis peacefully. Next one, please.
Good afternoon. A question from Reuters.
路透社，澳大利亚和英国政府宣布，习近平将会与两国领导人在20国集团会议上会见，您能否证实这一消息？
关于 G20 峰会期间的有关双边会晤的情况。
Regarding bilateral meetings, we will release information in due course. Please come back for any updates. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。中国日报记者提问：发言人刚刚提到，习近平主席在 APEC 工商领导人峰会上发表书面演。
You mentioned President Xi Jinping made a written speech at the APEC CEO Summit, and we noted economic globalization as a key word and high-frequency term appeared 13 times throughout the speech. Do you have anything to say on this? Economic globalization is an objective requirement of growing social productive forces. It is a natural outcome of advancement in sci-tech and a mighty historical trend. Despite headwinds and undertows, economic globalization has always been a general trend. The attempt to break up the interdependence of the world under all sorts of pretexts is nothing but backpedaling. President Xi noted that The world is in a new period of turbulence and transformation. Despite increasing unilateralism and protectionism and an fragmented world economy, the driving force of economic globalization still prevails. We should steer economic globalization in the right direction and see to it that economic globalization generates more positive outcomes. We should take innovation as the driving force for stronger growth of world economy. We should keep pace with the times and reform the system of global economic governance. We should take the people-centered approach and seek to settle imbalance in development. The Asia-Pacific should remain the locomotive of economic globalization, and we should join hands to see to it economic globalization is taken to a new phase that is more dynamic, inclusive, and sustainable, and to the benefit of various countries and communities. In this process, China will deepen reform comprehensively and continue to provide robust momentum for the world economy. It will advance high-quality development and continue to lead the efforts to improve the performance of world economy. It will stay firmly on the path of green development and continue to be an important force for global green transition. It will build new, open, and higher standard economic systems and continue to share China's development opportunities with the world. Next one, please.
Sorry, so please turn on the microphone.
So, the EU Intelligence Agency.
欧盟情报机构获得新信息，关于中国和俄罗斯合作生产无人机，这一些无人机是否用于乌克兰？中方对此持何立场？绍伊古上周参加了珠海的航空展，这是否有关联？
请再重复一遍你的问题。
Please repeat your question.
The EU Intelligence
欧盟的情报机构获得信息，表示中俄在无人机生产方面进行合作，这一些无人机是否用于乌克兰？中方对此持何立场？绍伊古参加了上周的航空展，这是否和无人机生产相关？
类似的问题啊，中方以及
We've replied to similar questions on many other occasions. I'd like to reiterate that China's position on the Ukraine crisis is consistent. We have been fair and square and promoting peace talks. This stands in sharp contrast with the actions of certain countries who have adopted double standards and stoke the tensions. China has always been prudent and responsible in the export of military items, and we have never offered lethal weapons to any parties concerned. We have put under strict control the dual-use items, including the drones. We hope people will not make presumptions concerning China without presenting any evidence based on facts. Next one, please.
乌通社，我的问题关于俄乌冲突。周日，俄军用导弹和无人机对乌克兰的民用能源基础设施进行了攻击，共用了120枚导弹和100架无人机。乌克兰各地都开始停电，黑海沿岸的城市和奥德萨港口现在没有电、暖气和饮用水。同时，其他的一些城镇也是如此，数千万乌克兰人失去了供暖和供电，而现在凛冬已至。我的问题是，中方对于 俄罗斯升级战争有何评论？
中方在
China's position on the Ukraine crisis is consistent and clear-cut. Relevant parties should work for the de-escalation in a responsible manner and accumulate conditions for an early ceasefire and a political settlement. Next question, please.
From PTI.
印保托，您能否证实在G20峰会期间是否会举行中印两国的双边会见呢？
你是指金砖期间的会晤吗？还是 G20 期间？
Are you referring to bilateral meetings in G20 or BRICS summit?
Brazil. Any?
In Brazil.
Yeah,
the
in
G20
Brazil.
summit.
Pardon?
The G20 summit.
G20 summit, yes.
不久前，习近平主席在
Not long ago, President Xi Jinping met with Indian Prime Minister Modi on the sidelines of the BRICS summit in Kazan. China stands ready to work with India to follow through on the important common understandings between the two heads of state and strengthen communication and cooperation and enhance strategic mutual trust. As to what you asked about, for the specifics, I have nothing to share at this moment.
新闻，我们注意到近年
Shenzhen TV, we noted that China and Southeastern Asian countries have engaged in frequent interactions, and in particular, the exchanges between heads of state and government reached another new height. Last Friday, on the margins of the 31st APEC Economic Leaders Meeting in Peru, President Xi Jinping met with Prime Minister of Singapore and Thai Prime Minister. Within a month, Premier Li Qiang, together with the heads of government from Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam, attended the 8th Greater Mekong Sub-Region Summit. Vice President Han Zheng visited Indonesia and Brunei. Deputy Premier Ding Xuexiang visited Singapore and chaired the China-Singapore Bilateral Cooperation Mechanism meetings. Indonesia's President and the Prime Minister of Malaysia visited China. Could you share more details with us? The exchanges between China and Southeastern Asian countries have recently reached another new height, which shows the aspiration of regional countries for solidarity, cooperation, and development, and the high standard development of China's relations with neighboring countries. China and Southeastern Asian countries are good neighbors connected by mountains and rivers and sharing close cultural bond. We're also good partners with integrated interests and a shared future. Under guidance of head of state diplomacy, the two sides have achieved fruitful outcomes in high-quality cooperation and made solid steps in building a community with a shared future. Important common understandings were reached between China and Indonesia on building a community with a shared future with regional and global influence. The building of a community with a shared future for both bilaterally and multilaterally between China and Malaysia and Mekong countries reached a new level. Belt and Road cooperation plans were signed between China and Malaysia and between China and Singapore. The Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway was officially launched for a year, serving over 6 million passengers. The China-Laos railway saw booming passenger travel as well as freight shipping, playing an increasingly important role as a golden route for transportation. Construction of Malaysia's East Coast Railway link made steady progress. The China-Laos-Thailand International Freight Train Service was officially launched. The China-ASEAN FTA 3.0 upgrade negotiations were substantially concluded. Visa-free agreement between China, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, and Laos produced remarkable results, and the Lan-Chao-Mekong visa policy was officially implemented. China and the relevant countries reached important common understandings on properly putting maritime differences under control, enhancing maritime cooperation, speeding up consultations on a code of conduct in the South China Sea, and jointly keeping the South China Sea peaceful and stable. Asia and the wider Asia-Pacific is the shared home of China and neighboring countries. China has all along put the neighborhood as a priority in the overall diplomacy. We stand ready to work with Southeastern Asian countries to continue to uphold the principle of amity, sincerity, mutual benefit, and inclusiveness. Engage in high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, build a peaceful and safe and secure, prosperous, beautiful, and amicable home, further enhance mutual understanding and trust, and deepen friendly ties, pursue common development and prosperity, provide strong impetus for our respective modernization process, and make greater contribution to regional peace and prosperity.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Are there any more questions?
好，那今天记者会就。
If not, then let's call it a day. Thank you.